All right, hi everyone. This is Penny, and today I'm here to talk about myself, as awkward as that can be. So, I basically just want to update you guys. Obviously, I'm in a totally freaking empty room. If you've been watching my videos, you probably noticed that I am in a different room, a different location for every single one of those videos within the past, perhaps the past few months even. So, why was that? Ha 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 ha. Well, my life, unfortunately, is not perfect. My family had a bit of a rough go of it after COVID-19 started. And in terms of being self-employed and working from home, I already had a pretty good starting point when it came to COVID. So I only have even more sympathy for people who were relying on a 9-to-5 job that they lost, or even a salary job that they had lost due to COVID-19. And I think it's really important for us to keep in mind that our fellow working human or currently unemployed human, our fellow human who is struggling through the same types of things and having to deal with the same types of responsibilities that we are, is a friend and is an ally, and we do need to have sympathy for them, and we do need to try to do everything like in our political power and otherwise to stand up for those who have been kind of stuck in the mud or trampled by the coronavirus conflict that we have all been dealing with. And I'm lucky that my situation is definitely not the worst of it, but we did have an issue with the apartments that we were living in. Unfortunately, they went way downhill after coronavirus hit, and they basically decided to stop taking care of the place. The courts were closed for months. I don't even remember what time period they were closed for. The courts were closed for quite a while. And as far as I know, the health department is still not in full swing. So that's another thing that really kind of sucks. And people who didn't want to be responsible landlords or whatever, they kind of just got away with it due to coronavirus. So we ended up with some really awful living conditions after coronavirus hit. And we had been dealing with those since, I believe, April. So I'm making this video now at the end of November. It's almost already December. We had been dealing with this since April and, struggling and fighting at first to get the apartment complex to do something about it. Of course, they didn't. Then we ultimately had to take them to court, for which they punish people who take them to court because they are sadistic like that, and they don't actually care about the consumer's rights or anything along those lines. So then after we went through that, we wanted to buy a house because we didn't want to have to rent from anyone else anymore. And we were told that we would qualify, but unfortunately one of the big obstacles that came up was that these losers who make the decisions about what happens with money and land and property that they think they own, these losers decided that my income from astrology readings could not be counted. And before you're going to say, oh, well, you probably don't claim your income on your taxes because no one's actually enforcing that, I actually do claim my income on my taxes. And I showed them my taxes from 2019 and 2018. I would have shown them more if they had asked for it. But they were mostly conflicted by the fact that I had worked other jobs in addition to being an astrologer, so they wouldn't count my income from astrology or anything, really. And some of them specifically felt that it was a red flag that I had taught fitness classes before COVID hit. And then my fitness classes weren't happening anymore because of COVID. And I was now technically unemployed because of COVID, even though I still had income. In fact, I had plenty of income. And if not for my income and my customers and my business, my family would not have been able to make it out of the awful situation that we were faced with, where we had to live in hotels and Airbnbs, which a lot of families are still in those hotels and Airbnbs. At least Airbnbs are a little bit nicer than hotels. A lot of times they're around the same price too. So if you have to stay somewhere and there's some decent, reasonably priced Airbnbs in your area, I highly recommend staying at an Airbnb instead of a hotel, because a lot of hotels are nasty and you only get one room and it's overpriced and it's just not worth it. So that's my advice for you today. That's basically it. I just wanted to update everyone. Hopefully I'll get things like a little bit more set up here. As I said, we weren't able to actually purchase a house, so I don't have my own personal office space like I was hoping for, my own personal space that's just totally designated for videos, but I am going to make the best of this space because now I am finally in a clean, safe apartment that I can call my own, and for that, I am so grateful. So let's all say thanks for that, assuming that we currently have it. And if you are out there like I was recently and you're still striving for a clean, safe place to live, you're still fighting for your home and your basic human rights, trust me, I feel for you at this time and my thoughts will be with you. And hopefully some of my readings, my astrology content, a lot of it's free. Hopefully some of it can help you. I definitely don't think anyone deserves to be living in a hotel or anything like that at this time. So let's all please think about those people in our community and reach out to them if there's anything we can do to help them. You know, there might be something in your life that you don't even need, that you don't even use anymore, like an old video game system that could really help out someone who has kids and is struggling this holiday season. It could help bring them a little bit of extra joy. So that's one specific thing that I myself had chosen to give to another family during this time. So if you have old video game systems, you might want to think about that. Maybe go to a buy nothing group. Find your local buy nothing group. Type in buy nothing, you know, insert name of county, city, whatever, wherever you live. Whatever they refer to it as. I know there's like different terms for different places. So doing stuff like that can really help people right now. And again, I am grateful for this situation. Resisting the temptation to put anyone on blast right now because I totally had some people who did me dirty, like my previous landlord who happens to own a lot of property in this area, not just apartment complexes, but retail areas as well. So yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that, but I did leave some very negative online reviews for that because that individual put my family in danger and I'm pretty salty about it. But anyway, let's all focus on our own prosperity. Bye-bye.